if we keep the project management aside, like in general terminology as well, schedule is about timeline, right? The start and end of something, the start date and end date of something, the start time and end time of something, the duration in days, the duration in months, or in any time-based unit. That is a schedule, specifically the schedule. So when somebody asks you in an organization that what is the schedule of this event, so essentially they are asking about the maybe the timelines, the plan, not really the plan, but like how the event is going to be organized on different days and on different timelines. A plan, project plan, or a plan in journal, essentially, yes, Shahid, that part is correct. A plan essentially talks about how element of it. However, over here, it's like bigger than this. A plan, whenever we say the plan is, or whenever we say this is our project plan that we need to uh, complete it by this time with this budget expectations, with this resources. Plan is holistic. Plan is an integrated view of your whole project management planning. Of course, it's planned, so it's like the whole project management related planning. For instance, a plan will take into consideration of scope. The plan is going to take into consideration the schedule. It's going to take into consideration the different resources, physical resources, human resources, and whatsoever. Of course, different other stakeholders, cost, quality, risk, constraints, everything together. And maybe suppliers, communication, all of this together. When you take all of this together in a way that is arranged as well, it's not just like together, like like they are just bringing together, it's like just arranged together in a way that different scope elements are scheduled with start date, end date, with the assignment of the resources and different other constraints, cost, quality expectation, and risk considerations. Then this is termed as plan. This is the plan, an integrated plan. So we are going to talk about the integration part later in the conversation, not in today's conversation, later in our training session. There is a specific task for integration and change management. So this is a plan. A plan is an integrated view of all your different project management areas, like scope and schedule requirements, everything. Schedule is only the timeline part of it. So this is a difference between schedule and plan in organizations. At times, schedule versus plan is interchangeably used. In their head, they are clear what they are talking about, but the terminology matters. When it comes to project management, terminology really matters. And there are multiple terminologies which in our day-to-day conversation is not really correct with respect to their correct context. So we need to correct ourselves as well while we learn all of these best practices. So in today's class, we are not going to talk about project planning in general. We are going to be talking about project schedule management and planning, to be specific, which means that what is the start of your project? What is the end of your project? And when I say start of project, it's necessarily the start date and date of the project. And in between, how many days, how many working days, how many non-working days, how many exceptions, and this and that, and different scope elements, like however they are arranged, when they are starting, when they are ending, in a way that, and of course, arranging their relatedness in a way that finally, you would have the earliest deliverable, of which will give you the start date of the project, and you will have the latest deliverable, which will give you the end date of your project. So this is today's conversation. So there is a lot going on in between finding out your start and end date of your project, or in other way, finding the duration of your project. So this is scheduling. When we talk about this, so this is project schedule. In between, you will have tasks, you will have milestones, you will have interdependencies, you will have before all of this, you will have that understanding of how breaking down the work packages into different tasks. So all of this conversation, including critical path, leads, legs, flow, and multiple other topics, needs to be understood and found out for your project to get to know that when you are actually finishing your project. So once you finish your, once you get that date, start and end and the duration, you just baseline it, and that will be termed as the project schedule.